Hey, good evening. I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at StockMarketMentor.com, and it is Thursday, July 9th. Let's look at Wing here. Wingstop. It's actually, I'm not for this kind of food, but there's actually one of these shops very close to where I live, and they serve a lot of chicken wings with a lot of weird flavors on them, and they're pretty good. The flavor that I like the best, though, is bull right now, because this was the high back when this started trading in June. The high closed 30.59, but the high was 32 bucks. Okay, a while ago I was covering this stock for our members, and one thing that we do is I'll put these price alerts in there to where when the stock triggers an alert, in other words, when it hits that price again, or if I'd mentioned something about the 50-day moving average, do this or do that, the stock hits the 50-day moving average or a particular price, you get an alert by email, and what you get is that video, not the whole thing, not the half an hour of Dan doing whatever it is Dan does, but just that particular portion of the video with the analysis so you can take some action on that. Okay, well, that triggered today. We had some people in the forum that were all over it. I was too. When the stock moved the way it did. And I'm looking at this. Let's get to present day. Thank you very much. So I'm liking the way this stock traded. It came out of a squeeze a couple days ago. Let's get back to here. Okay, so it came out of this prolonged squeeze a couple days ago, started moving higher. You can go out, like, let's say, even to an hourly chart, which works pretty well for swing trading, for multi-day but not multi-week trading. An hour-long chart, you look for these tight Bollinger Bands. You look for a breakout above them, preferably on higher volume. I would say, I don't know, I guess this qualifies as higher volume. You can see the big green spikes here. What you just don't want is like a little breakout like this. You know, that's not much of a breakout, like 5 people bought shares here. So we see the breakout here, and this thing just continues to drift higher into the close, higher prices. So kind of makes me wish I'd bought more today, but at some point this will probably pull back and I'll be happy I didn't. My point is this. This is up at a new high, which means every single person who's bought Wingstop since it started to trade, every single person is a winner. The most you could possibly be down is 4 pennies because the stock closed at 32.96. It traded as high as 33 bucks. So there's somebody out there who bought right on the even figure. They're the ones that are down. Okay, so that's right there, right at the close at 355. Somebody, it was probably some short seller who finally got freaked out, couldn't take it anymore, who covered his short. But this is a stock, in my view, that you want to own, because these stocks that drift back, and this has been what, about a 10% drift or so, more than that, since the ultimate high when it first started trading. This is now in blue sky territory. So I'm sure I could probably, if I stopped and thought about it, I could make some, pithy, witty comment about wing and flying and stuff like that. But let's just say this is a stock I think that's going to work as long as it just stays above this last level here. I think wing is going to work just fine. I hope so, because I got a decent amount.